What's up, everybody? It's your boy Roy and Cameron back for another reaction. Some more Freeman videos. Let's get it. You ready, Cameron?
Yes, sir.
Let's see what we got here for the next ones.
Praying mantis is what it looks like.
Hi there. There are a lot of you. What are you munching on over there? Ah, I thought it was
Popcorn.
potted meat for sure. All right then.
Take a little break from your meal.
And let's play make-believe. Imagine that you're a rich manufacturer, transporting spices and brocade fabric by ship. Long voyage, comfy cabin, vast sea, beautiful. But one fine day, rats under the deck start crapping in your spices and gnawing on your precious fabric. What are you gonna do to get rid of these wretched pests? Simple. You put 5 rats in one barrel, lock them in there together for a couple of weeks until the only thing left in the barrel is one single rat who gobbled up his brothers when he got hungry. Now we have a what? Right, we have a cannibal. Somebody that out of all possible meals prefers what? Right, the meat of his own species. Now you release him in the hold and... True genius is so simple. Hamsters, wolves, and some cats eat their...
What do you think about that last video so far, Cameron?
So,
I mean, it's definitely the world. People will eat people for money, bro. They will
Yeah.
sacrifice. It's
I was
race in a
equivalating.
way.
I thought he was about to equivalate it to the Black Plague with the rats and all that
Yeah.
until he brought it up to the cannibal side.
Yeah, because he had the pot meat, had like the brain being right away from that. I'm sure it's definitely emblematical of like an image of everybody killing everybody and eating them, because it's kind of those worlds. It's like dog eat dog world, as they used to say.
Well, also how I'm equivalating to like the rich stay rich because, like per se, like if I had an idea, okay,
Mm.
and I brought it up to somebody, well, they're just gonna steal it right from me,
Mm.
and they're gonna claim it as their own, so they can stay rich.
I mean, people would definitely sacrifice you in a heartbeat to keep making more money. It's like a standard worker at a factory. Just a number. It's unfortunate. You ready for the next one?
newborns, and for them, this behavior is completely normal. Adorable little lemmings falling to their deaths when there isn't enough food to go around is also normal, right? To say nothing of the fact that meat from one of your own species digests far better than any other food, thanks to the similarities in protein and salt compositions of the victim and the eater. By the way, cannibalism as a cultural phenomenon has never disappeared from our little planet. We're all aware of its religious and sexual forms, but it's a rather exotic topic for curious people and field experts. Yet we, the genuine humanists, dismiss their absurd narrow-mindedness and fickle moral qualms because we are much more focused on the economic dimension. You better listen up.
The biggest problem faced by humankind is not global warming, but overpopulation and famine. In the last 50 years, the total number of people who were born and died equals the births and deaths in all the rest of human history.
In other words, we're getting a bit too many. You get what I mean? The terrible day is coming when all wimps are going to learn we are our own food. In underdeveloped societies, the...
What are your thoughts on those last couple of videos there?
So right there towards the end, what I'm thinking of, overpopulation. There's too many people in the world. There's not enough food in the world to feed this many mouths, and there's constantly more mouths to feed. So other than people eating corn or going vegan or I have no idea, rationing,
Well,
either take out half of the human race or cannibalize. That's what I'm taking away from what that
recycling at
is.
its best. No, bro. Honestly, I don't think we have an overpopulation. I know you talk about that. I think it's more of an elite idea because they want less people to have less problems, easier to control. Eventually, AI will be replacing all the slave force. Like the regular hourly employee will be replaced by a robot one day, and the slave force won't be needed. So I think that's why I also often think that's why the destructive of the family, like where they destroy the family element and all that. I mean, think about people you know today, bro. How many have kids? Think about, I mean, obviously, yeah, I can't remember. But I'm saying in general, like you know a bunch of people that don't have kids.
Oh yeah, I know a bunch
a
of people who
ton.
don't have kids. And then
Back in the
I
day,
know,
it used to they'd get married and they had multiple kids. That was the rotation. Now everybody's like women. You have women that are like, oh, I'm strong, independent woman. I don't need a man. Da, 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 da. And then they party, act crazy. And then later on in
and
life,
then and
they
then
want to settle
then hold
down.
on.
Go ahead.
In their 30s, they want to settle down. They're like, oh, I just want to find me a good man who
Where
treats
are all
me
the good
nice
men?
and everything else.
Like all the good men they destroyed along the way and never looked at or even acknowledged until they have kids or they get old. And like, oh, I probably should get somebody. And then you got men who are some men are just afraid to even get married. They don't want to. They're afraid of child support for kids. They're afraid to get married because they have to pay money out. Bro, it's like. Then you have obviously the transgender and all this other stuff. Like,
Well, I mean, also some of the guys, like for example, I know one of my buddies. Um, he grew up and his dad was in and out of his life. Um, and he promises himself that he doesn't want kids,
mm-hmm.
but he also wants to give his fiance what she wants, and if that's the kid, but he's scared that he will turn out like his father. And
Yeah,
that's his biggest fear. Like he does not want to, if he even ever reproduces and has kids, he doesn't want to be his father. And
yeah,
he would want to be in his kid's life
yeah.
and show that.
That's good. He's trying to break the cycle. But if you think about all those transgenders and stuff, man, like all those people that get those surgeries, bro, they can't have kids. Once you
I
get your
don't know.
stuff chopped up down low, unless you're pregnant prior, like do you remember that whole chick that got pregnant, then she got changed to a man? Like, oh, a man can have babies. That's not true. Like
No.
she got pregnant before the surgery, which is why that was even a capability. You have to have a womb. It's a female thing. Like it's just like with all the extra transgender stuff and all that. I don't have any issues with it. I don't care about any of that really. But I'm just saying, like I feel like the kid market is gonna be knocked down automatically. Honestly, those people won't even be multiplying if they actually get the surgery, unless they get smart and they don't get the surgery and just like stay themselves and dress a certain way. That'd be a little better option, more of a drag type option. Because I mean, it blows your mind because like you get people that like men that get changed into women, right? And then they want to go after men. When you get women that want to change into men and they go after women, it's like in a way it's kind of like just I feel like it's just gay and bi and straight. Those are like the three options, right? Because if you get a surgery and you change your sex, it's not really changing your sex. You're just changing your body. You're mutilating your body a certain way. And you
Yeah.
go after it's like you go after the same thing you were. It's kind of like just being gay or lesbian. Gay and lesbian. I think when I say gay, I mean both lesbian and gay and bi. Obviously, I like both. Like I feel like it's just straight gay or bi. It's kind of like they have all these other ideas that they use, which is whatever. But in the end, it boils down to those three types. You're either one of those three. You're either straight, gay, or bi. That is that's it. Because if you get the surgery and changed, then you're biologically this, and and then you change and you go back for what you biologically were. It's basically gay. So you're gay, bi, or straight. It's kind of like they say all these other things and they have all these pronouns. I'm just like, dude, I know. I think a lot of it has to do with people just wanting to feel special, like that. Oh, I'm so unique and special. I'm like, you shouldn't have to feel that.
Well, not only that, I also feel like
It's more
they're like,
division because you're picking a
uh,
group and you're like, I'm in here and this is where I'm at. And if they don't appreciate, they don't, recognize it, then they get mad. Like that's the whole cancel culture and stuff. I
I
can't
also
do it.
feel
It's
like it
just,
almost like this, like um Batman doesn't have to announce himself whenever he comes into a room. Like you're like, oh shit, that's Batman.
yeah,
Versus them, are like, oh look at me, look at me, look at me,
yeah. I mean,
and they
whatever.
just want the attention.
Yeah, whatever they dress like is what I reference them. Like, so if I see a guy just like a chick, I say he, I say her or whatever. If I see a chick dressed like a guy, I go him. Whatever you dress like is what I associate you with. It's just easier that way.
I call it non-gender, not generic. Uh, uh, God, what? Non-genderary person, or
Non-binary, like
yeah,
non-binary.
yeah.
Yeah, I mean
Cause sometimes if you
what?
call him or her the wrong him or
Yeah,
her, oh they get offended.
Go they them. You're good to go. Like it's a safe. You can use that number. That covers I think everybody. Like they them. Just use that for everybody. It's fine. That's what I was told. I was like, that's a safe word to use. All right, let's get back in the video. We're getting off topic here.
Cannibalism will happen randomly on the principle of who can I catch. Pretty much the same as how they mate. But for civilized societies, it should and certainly will be a more industrial process. Just imagine farms, spacious and well lit, where in comfortable stalls utilizing the latest technology they breed select two-legged livestock. You know, the animals who permit themselves to become food end up as the winners in the mortal interspecies battle for control over the planet. Did you know that? How many tigers on Earth? Not very many. Lions? How about bears? Very few. But now riddle me this. How many cows live on Earth? There are billions of them. Understand? Now listen up. Has it ever occurred to you to wonder who might have already started the process of turning us into livestock? Physiological and sociological conditioning is already happening. Just look at this. Cultivation of stem cells is one. Use of serum from abortive material in medicine, second. Popular movies about the living dead devouring human flesh, 3. Laws about euthanasia, 4. Shawarma or gyros made from who knows what sold on every corner, 5. Do you even know what that stuff is? There's no need to be scared of this bright future. No crisis will menace us ever again. The vegans and the tree huggers will be downright giddy. Nobody will harm their beloved animals anymore. Although, maybe those vegans and greenies will go into the very first batch of universal protein ration. Huh? Give it a think.
Why is it important?
I do think that we're kind of like cattle anymore. We numb ourselves out with digital stuff. Just sit in our houses, getting fat, multiplying.
Yeah.
What are your thoughts on this cannibalism thing? Would you eat human meat
Well,
if
what
that
I
was a
was
thing?
taking away from it whenever he was sitting there saying like houses and then the winner, blah blah, I was thinking in the back of my head, is he talking about bringing back the gladiators in the Roman Colosseum?
Man, that'd be a way to profit
and
off
and
that,
like
boys.
and like sit there and just like, all right, you can't use any guns because that's cheating. Either you go hand-to-hand combat or you're using spears and knives and stuff like that.
You go for weapons. That way the meat's already tenderized. That way when the gladiators get done killing, one wins. Take the dead one, process it as meat. Now we can recycle them.
Well, see, the thing is, not a lot of people even know this fact. Is like in the Roman Colosseum, in order to make the lions more vicious, more like hungry, more angry, and
Yep.
more like just wanting to attack,
Mm-hmm.
they would starve the lions for
Yes, they would.
3 days.
Yes, they would. That's a fact. You're not wrong on that one. And also another thing, thing is with the gladiators. Most gladiators survived their battles. Most of them didn't fight to the death when they fought
Yeah.
each other. Most of them did not die in battle. Like the illusion is like the two go in, one walks out. Sometimes that wasn't the case for the most part. I saw a bunch of history specials on that, which is interesting. But yeah, you're not wrong. They definitely did. They starved the animals to make them more vicious and more of a show for the people watching the sacrifice. Are you ready to get the next one, bro?
Heck yeah.
My wonderful friends, fine citizens from free democratic countries everywhere. I, the greatest and best known long-lived viral advertisement of them all. I would like to wish all of you an extremely joyous new year. What do you keep looking at? Oh, message. This past year was as big as it could be, very eventful, full of all the things, happiness and misery, things found and things lost. Everyone did their own stuff, got something, gave away something. Somebody lost a wallet, somebody found it. Somebody got robbed, while somebody made a fortune. Some people tallied up votes, others pumped oil. All of these small, controversial, heroic deeds make up the life of a great country, our beloved homeland. Its heartbeat consists of the actions of each and every one of us, and I know in the future we'll withstand every test the world wants to throw at us, yet again proving our right for a special place in history. In fact, we've all been working on it pretty hard already. Some too hard, really. You guys are shouting so darn much that you've completely stopped using your heads at all. I say the words jerk off, and you think the only thing I'm talking about is jerking off. I talk about prostitution, and you think the only thing I'm referring to is actual hookers. I talk about eating one another, and all you see is cannibalism. Are you really that stupid? Are you really that stupid?
Are you, Cameron? Are you? No, I like
Does
that.
he know? Does he know we're watching this shit?
Right. No, I guess, I mean, he's not wrong. A lot of people probably would think that. When you think jerking off, I think somebody just wasting time. So when I think prostitution, like somebody selling themselves in some which way, you know. Cannibalism, I think it's just people eating people because it's a vicious world. They would destroy and eat you to better themselves. So I mean, it's definitely worth having me. I hate that you see all the little symbols that flash as we watch the videos, because me and you are covering like the baseline of what he's saying, but there's so many hidden symbols in the background, dude. Look at these little faces that you see everywhere here. You'd miss that if you didn't, you know, pause it. And all sorts of flashes in the background.
Yeah, there's snowflakes.
Yeah, yeah, with the little faces on them. All right, you ready? You got anything else to add or go to continue?
Continue.
Are you really that stupid? But the state got exactly what I meant, because it listened and was frightened. And then certain governmental organizations dropped some very strong hints as to where my place was. Well, my dear friends, thanks for shouting. I'm not sure if I shall have the pleasure of seeing you in the new year, but I do want to appeal to every single one of you from the bottom of my heart. Go deeper than just thinking about it. Make a sincere and conscious decision. Are you ready to journey with me further? And so, happy 2000 whatever, my friends.
One of the underrated hardest parts of being a YouTuber.
Happy 2000 whatever, my friends. I mean, I feel like that's a perfect example of what's happening to Andrew Tate right now, being locked up. They haven't been prosecuted or charged for anything. They've been there for they're gonna be for 3 months. They released the 2 chicks that were with them, so that's good. In this day and age, if they don't like what you say, they cancel you and they just delete your YouTube, etc., and just make you disappear. Which is why I encourage everybody, make a Rumble account. That way you have a backup of all your videos. I've done it. Cameron, have you done it?
Yes.
I feel like everybody who ever does any videos of any kind, you need to have a Rumble. You need a backup, right? So in case the main YouTube decides to ban your videos, delete you completely, or shadow ban you like they do so many people. They see videos, you get shadow banned, you see all these views, and you get no views, and you're like, oh, I know what's up here. I hate that everything's so easily controlled. It's the downfall of the digital. Everything's so accessible, but everything is so easily deleted and blocked from the masses. What are your thoughts, Cameron? Anything?
Well, pretty much the same thing that you said. Like, if they truly want to, they could sit there and be like, you were eating that peanut butter sandwich wrong. Cancel.
Yo.
They'll find something to cancel you. It don't matter.
You're definitely right on that one. It's unfortunate.
Oh, I was drinking you know what, and I'm not sponsored by them, so you're canceled.
Cancel.
Yeah, I know. The most offensive crime is to call on people to stand up and express their independence and freedom. It's a road that leads straight to chaos and mutual obliteration. I just knew not what I was doing. But I understand now. But if you just give me the chance, I'll explain it to all of them. Hey, you! Do you really think my true mission was to awaken your noble and precious so-called independence? Are you totally stupid? The masses' destiny is to be obedient and harbor illusions and fears. If you mishandle freedom, my friends, then it will tear you to bits. Fear freedom! Be afraid!
Well, did I say everything right? Huh?
Now, here's what I really think.
I do feel like there's a lot of people that sell out to the system, and that's why they're just good little pets on the show of life on the digital stage. What are your thoughts?
Everybody doesn't want to be themselves. Everybody wants to fall in line and be not like a leader, be like a follower, and not have their own freedom or like their own say. Even like per se at work, like even though it's your job to do this, like you have your own say so. Like if you don't like it, you can quit, put in your 2 weeks. Like you should be able to express and not have any feeling of repercussion of like, yo, I don't think it should be done this way. Like, we should do it this way. Like, you should be able to state your opinion and voice something without feeling like you're not going to be heard, or like you're, like how you said, canceled or whatever. Like, you shouldn't have to feel that. And that's the same way with freedom. Like, it shouldn't be restricted. Like, you shouldn't have to fear not being free of your choices and just being in control of what you can be in control of.
Yeah, you shouldn't be afraid to speak your mind and have your own point of view. A lot of people are. They're afraid of getting canceled. They're afraid of being outcast. In my mind, I'm like, go ahead and outcast me. I don't care. It's freedom out here versus in the box that they want to keep you in. Let's continue.
About all of this stuff. The truth is that life has one small but vital element. Eventually, children grow up. They get a bit bigger, a bit freer, a bit more educated than their fathers, understand? They're no longer willing to stand in endless lines, run get you another beer, or carry away your garbage.
The children want something more than that.
But Daddy replies that he's not interested in hearing the opinion of a spoiled little freedom-loving snot. Oh no! He wants you to be an A sheep, A face in the crowd, and not the individual you are. The idea is simple. The system controls you as long as you are all the same. But if everyone starts thinking outside the box, the system won't have enough rules or methods or hands to spank each and every one. You are torn between the romanticism of stubborn opposition and the desire to adapt and conform and survive. That's when you get a sock in the jaw. You're just a speck. Get to the back of the line. But pay attention. The most subtle and the highest revolt is merely the ability, in any situation, to always remain true to yourself and proudly carry your identity like a flag. This has nothing to do with a sense of self-importance. One can be small while remaining big. I forgot whose quote that was. Yes, exactly. It's from simple to complicated. As a first step, write I, me, myself, and mine everywhere you possibly can with big uppercase letters. In documents, emails, blogs, and articles, everywhere. It's so easy, but soon you will discover how difficult it is, because it will start raising questions. But for all the rest of you, I repeat, be afraid of freedom! It's capable of...
YouTube TV has no hidden fees and includes unlimited DVR space.
Wait, can't speak that. What were your thoughts on that video, Cameron?
So whenever it brought up the kid and everything else, and like the way I can equivalent it to, like, for example, let's say my kid, whenever he grows up or whatever, he's like, Dad, I want to be an NFL football player. And I'm like, son, let's do something realistic, all right? There's no way in hell you gonna be an NFL football player, all right? Your ass is going to college and you gonna get a law degree. Like he should be able to not sit there and have me kind of like force upon him, like, this is the career path that you're gonna choose versus what he wants.
Absolutely. I mean, I kind of feel like we touched the bases of a little bit of that video in part of it when we were talking on the last bit that we paused on. As far as everything goes, trying to be your own person, not being afraid of being independent, go against the crowd. Always go against the crowd.
Oh yeah.
It's better to fall for something you believe in than just live for something you don't.
Oh yeah.
Well, Cameron, we knocked out that video. Did you want to go ahead and throw out your social media presence? Like, how can they find you, Cameron? How can they find you?
On Twitch, you can find me at Captain Redbeard 981, and on Twitter and Instagram, you can follow me at red_beard 981.
Hey, once again, Roy Smith 3689. You'll find me on everything, and for the most part, that's my name I use. Well, it's been a pleasure. We'll catch you all in the next one.